Hi everyone, my name is Chrissy and welcome to Panda's Amateur Kitchen where we cook amateurly. If you do like the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and to hit the bell if you do like the video and want to see more. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Alright, for today's menu item, we are making a vegan apple cake by Nico Pallotta at the Plant-Based School. You can find their recipe at theplantbasedschool.com. Let's get started. Okay, starting out with our equipment, we're going to need measuring cups, a whisk, measuring spoons, a rubber spatula. I know you see one, but you're going to need 2 mixing bowls, and an 8 to 9 inch cake pan, though I think this is a bit bigger. For our ingredients, you're going to need 4 apples. I know you see 2, but you're going to need 4. Add 2 more. You're also going to need 2 cups of flour. You're also going to need 3/4 cup of sugar plus 2 tablespoons for the top of the cake. Also with oat milk or any milk you prefer, olive oil or vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, zest from half a lemon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, moving on. We're going to go ahead and set our oven to 360, and we're going to leave it to preheat. While the oven's preheating, we're going to go ahead and start on our wet ingredients. We're going to go and put 1 cup of milk into the bowl. I'm using oat milk, but you can use any milk that you prefer. Next, we're going to go ahead and add 1/4 cup of olive oil into the mix. And we're going to put our sugar into the batter. I did use half a cup instead of 3/4, so just be mindful of that. Next is our 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And lastly, it's going to be the zest from the lemon. You're going to take off at least the zest from half the lemon, at least. You don't have to do the entire lemon, just half. So now we're going to take our whisk and we're just going to whisk everything around and make sure everything is well combined together, and make sure the wet ingredients are nice and combined. The loss of words are real, guys. And you know, I feel the need to express this part. I actually have made this recipe before, but I didn't have the proper items to make it properly. So this is like the first time I'm actually making it properly over how I did it before. Okay, so now that we're done mixing, we're gonna go ahead and put the wet ingredients to the side, and we're gonna go get a whole another bowl, and we're gonna use that for our dry ingredients. Okay, so starting out strong, we have our 2 cups of flour, next is our 1 tablespoon of baking powder, Okay, so the recipe doesn't call for this, but I did put a little bit of cinnamon into it. I just wanted a little bit of cinnamon spice added, that's all. So lastly, it's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So now we're going to take our rubber spatula and we're going to mix and combine all of our dry ingredients together. This next part, if you do not have a stand mixer, you can also use a hand mixer or you can use a basic hand whisk. So now we're going to take our wet ingredients and we're going to pour it into the dry ingredients, and we're going to take it to our stand mixer that we have. Again, if you don't have a stand mixer, you can use an electric hand mixer or basic whisk, and we're going to mix it and combine it until it is smooth. Okay, so don't knock me on this. I've never had a stand mixer before, so I'm still trying to figure out what does what. I know what one of them does, which is for like the bread, but everything else I'm kind of like oblivious on. So, I mean, if you want to throw some advice out there on that, please tell me, because I clearly don't know how to work things. So if you are wondering where I got this mixer from, I did get it from Amazon for like $50. I can leave a link in the description down below if anyone is interested. Just keep in mind I did get this on sale. So now that our batter is mixed, I'm just going to go ahead and mix it a little bit more just to make sure we don't have any dry patches in the batter, or if I need to mix it a bit more. So yep, that's what we're doing at this point. So with our batter mixed, we're now going to set it aside and start with our apples that we're going to put into the batter. We're going to put at least 2 of these apples into the batter, but we're going to peel all of them so we won't have to do a ton of work later. Look, I know some of y'all going to tell me that I'm using that peeler wrong, but that's how I was taught when I was little. Maybe we're crazy or what, but that's just how I was taught. And to me, it's just faster, but I understand that if you're going like, oh, she's using it wrong, I get it, okay, I get it. Okay, so now I'm going to cut them in half and I'm going to core them, but I'm coring them off camera because I don't have a core and it got a little messy, so I just decided to just do it off camera. But as you can see here, I'm just cutting them in half, and again we're just going to core them, and we're going to use 2 apples and we're going to just cut them into smaller pieces and place it into the batter. That's what's going to happen. So again, we are placing the 2 apples that we cut up into smaller pieces into the batter, and then we're just going to go ahead and mix it all together. So if you don't have this slicey thing, then that's okay. You can just use a knife, but I'm using the slicey thing and I'm making smaller pieces. This is going to overlap onto the cake. So now we're going to go ahead and line our cake pan with some parchment paper on the bottom, and we're going to put a little bit of Pam into the baking pan to make sure nothing sticks together. It's been helping. Like, I don't use Pam very often, but it's been helping. So now we're going to go ahead and put our batter into our baking pan, and we're going to put the sliced apple slices that you see up top, and we're going to put them on top of the batter. You'll see how I'll do it in a second because they're supposed to overlap each other. So now you're going to see me line the top of our cake with the apple slices, and I'm speeding it up because it did take a little while to do. So So now we're going to take our little bit of cinnamon, our little teaspoon, and we're going to spread it around the top a little bit. And then we're going to move on to putting 2 tablespoons of sugar on there, but I only put 1 because I don't need that much sugar. So this is what it's supposed to look like before it goes into the oven. So now that we have it all set up and our oven is preheated, we're going to go ahead and throw it into the oven for about 55 minutes. So while I waited, I did load up one of my old game files. I just finished this game for. It's called Metaphor, made by Atlas. I just finished this game and I decided to load up my old profile just so I can see this one scene. Because I thought this was hilarious. So it's been 55 minutes and our cake is done. So I'm putting it to the side to cool up for about 10 minutes just so I can take it out the pan. So it's been about 10 minutes and I've got it out the pan and onto the cooling rack. This is where you would have it sit for about an hour. After an hour, the cake is ready to eat. Thank you so much for joining me on making our apple cake today. If you're interested and really want to make this recipe, I am going to leave a description down to the plant-based school down below. Thank you everyone and have a good one.